President Tinubu welcomes latest NBS report on the state of economy as Nigeria's GDP grows.
The target of that project is to electrify 17.5 million Nigerians.
Federal government scales power generation, targets 6,000 megawatts this year.
Come up with further recommendations and maybe further steps in strategic framework that will help you deepen the implementation.
Stakeholders fine-tune food security pathways, review strategies in line with President Tinubu's renewed hope enterprise. Hello there, and thank you for staying with us on the news at 11 on Nta News24. I am Charles Alpha. President Bola Tinubu has welcomed the report by the National Bureau of Statistics on the state of the economy as the country's gross national product GDP posted another growth. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the real GDP grew by 3.2% year-on-year in Q2, higher than the 2.51% recorded in the same period of 2023. A statement by the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Danuga, indicates that after another report of declining food and headline inflation report, this latest report affirms that the economy is on the right trajectory and is indeed on the path to recovery. The administration reiterates that this government will continue to work assiduously, assuring that President Tinubu is working to build a solid and resilient economy. The advisor added that President Tinubu urged Nigerians to retain their faith in the government and not allow themselves to be swayed by naysayers intent in aborting and undermining the current reforms for their selfish end. And in a related development, President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of the new Director General of the National Intelligence Agency and the Department of State Service, DSS. Ambassador Mohammed is the new Director General of the NIA, and Mr. Adiola Oluwatosin Ajayi is the new Director General of the DSS. Ambassador Mohammed, since joining the NIA in 1995, had served in various roles, culminating in his promotion to the rank of Director and his subsequent appointment as the head of Nigerian mission to Libya. The 1990 graduate of Bayero University, Kano, had served in North Korea, Pakistan, Sudan, and at State House, Abuja. The new DSS Director General, Mr. Adiola Ajayi, rose through the ranks to attain his current post of Assistant Director General of the service. He had at various times served as State Director in Bauchi, Enugu, Bayelsa, Rivers, and Kogi. The new appointments follow the resignation of the previous NIA and DSS chiefs. President Tinubu, in a release by his Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Hajiri Ngalale, expects that the new security chiefs will work assiduously to reposition the two intelligence agencies for better results. And in that news, the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority says it has facilitated the production of 90 million NPK fertilizers for farmers through the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative. Musa Abubakar reports that the authority disclosed this at a stakeholders roundtable in Abuja.
Music to the ear that the number of fertilizer blending plants in Nigeria had grown from 4 to more than 80, courtesy of the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative, PFI. This roundtable provided platform for stakeholders to assess the impact of the PFI on boosting local fertilizer production and distribution, as well as enhancing agricultural productivity across the country. With food inflation rates exceeding 30% and widespread concerns about food security, the discussions focus on how the initiative can be further strengthened to stabilize food prices and ensure sustainable agricultural growth.
To date, the PFI has facilitated the production of a staggering 90 million bags of NPK fertilizer. Through this program, we have witnessed a revival of our domestic fertilizer blending plants, an increase in the diversity of products available to our farmers.
As an association, we believe that maximizing cost efficiency will reap benefits of reducing transaction costs with no risks and ultimately reduce the price of the blended fertilizer.
Food fertilizers lead to the production of wholesome foods. This is part of efforts being made to ensure the sustainability of the program beyond government support by fostering private sector involvement. In Abuja, I am Musa Abubakar, Nta News.
Now, fine-tuning deliberate pathways to enhance food security in line with the renewed hope enterprise of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu dominates discussions in Cairo, Nasarawa State, during a joint review meeting of the implementation of the food system transformation in Nigeria, organized by the Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning. Christy Ayagwa reports.
In the drive of the federal government towards combating food insecurity and malnutrition for all Nigerians, as stakeholders leverage the opportunities through this gathering, courtesy of Federal Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, which is aimed at reviewing the status of the implementation of the strategy for the food system. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, Vitalis Emeka Obi, say while government is committed to ensuring food sufficiency by enhancing the implementation of the food system, all hands must be on deck for it to succeed.
I believe at the outcome, at the time you are done with reviewing that strategy, policies are not cast in stone. You will want to know whether you want to review up or review down. You come up with further recommendations and maybe further steps in the strategic framework that will help you deepen the implementation.
We believe that we will be able to put whatever we have in our mind on the table so that it can be assessed, it can be evaluated, then it can be discussed.
Stakeholders call for accelerated efforts towards building resilient and sustainable food system that can deliver safe, affordable, and nutritious food.
Our platform is what we have, and NTA has mobilized its resources and has offered its platforms towards projecting the activities of the pathway.
With over 31.8 million people suffering from acute food insecurity, compounded by malnutrition among women and children, it is evident that our work is far from over.
We are ready to provide the technical assistance that is required, and we are ready to also provide resources and partnership needed.
Engagements such as this by government with donors and development partners will go a long way in putting not only foods on the table of all Nigerians, but nourishing ones. In Kefi, Christy Ayagwa Adaji, Nta News.
The federal government is accelerating access to electricity in the country with deployment of mini-grids and solar home system connecting more than 1 million end users in 1 year. Managing Director of Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Liu, while giving scorecards of the agency's intervention in the last 1 year, said more communities will be connected to bridge energy gap. Joshua Ojito reports.
With a mandate to providing affordable electricity to areas not covered by the national grid, as well as unserved and underserved communities, Rural Electrification Agency says it is sustaining trajectory to light up communities. A scorecard of the agency's performance in 2023 shows that more than 330 kilowatt peak of mini-grids have been deployed across the country, with 2,631 solar home system units delivered to communities across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country.
We have secured additional funding of $750 million to start the implementation of the DES project. The DES project is the biggest public sector funded project in the off-grid public sector funded project in the entire world. And the target of that project is to electrify 17.5 million Nigerians.
Also, 18,300 solar streetlights have been installed nationwide, covering a distance of more than 500 kilometers. Through its intervention of energizing agriculture and boost irrigation, the Rural Electrification Agency in 2023 deployed 1,668 solar water pumps, impacting 24,000 hectares of farmland. Projecting into the future, the agency is poised to drive federal government policy for 30% energy mix, thereby increasing access to electricity through renewables. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike has reiterated his administration's resolve to link up the expanded roads network with bus and taxi terminals to checkmate the one-chance crime within the nation's capital. The minister disclosed this during the flag-off ceremony of bus and taxi terminal within the Central Business District, Abuja, and our correspondent, Onoze Yakubu, reports.
Flag-off ceremony is the third in the series. Strategically located, the facility stakeholders believe will be eco-friendly and meet the transportation needs of the residents.
It will not only serve the busy Central Business District, but it is located at the transportation interchange. Next to this bus terminal is the transit corridor for future underground light rail. I want to assure you that member will continue to give you all the necessary support, because your success is our success, and your success is the success of Mr. President.
The contractor, while giving the overview of the project, expresses his desire to make the facility iconic to reflect the beauty of the nation's capital city.
Part of the facility we are putting there is actually cinema. She mentioned something about people meeting at bus stop and getting married, dating at bus stop and bus terminals. Indeed, I think we have that in mind when we decide to put cinema in this terminal. It will be what you have never seen anywhere in the world, and we promise you that we are going to deliver this to what we have on the wall and in our drawing. Thank you.
With funds being provided, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike assures of timely completion of the project, which he describes as hope renewed for the residents.
Let us all take pride in this milestone and remain united in our commitment to seeing it through its fruition.
Sometimes when we go to train stations overseas, we see the facilities, restaurants, people go and watch you, people just relax. That's the way it's supposed to be in a city like Abuja. And I can assure you, by the grace of God, that this really hope agenda of Mr. President, I have said severally and I've continued to say, it's not just by talking, it's by showing his reality, seeing his living.
It will be recalled that similar exercises were carried out at Mabushi and Kubo areas of the FCT. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Now, pursuant to its strategic vision to be a dynamic and reliable global energy supplier of choice, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC Limited, has commenced shipment of liquefied natural gas cargoes to Japan and China on delivered ex-ship basis. A statement by Chief Corporate Communications Officer Olufemi Shoneye, NNPCL, says NNPCL achieved the milestone through the collaboration of two of its downstream subsidiaries, NNPC LNG Limited and NNPC Shipping Limited, which delivered its first ex-ship LNG cargo from the 174,000 LNG vessel in Japan on 27th June 2024. A delivered ex-ship is an international commercial term that requires the seller to deliver the products at a specific port. The seller takes responsibility for the shipping and insurance for the products until they get to the specified ports of delivery. It requires expertise and a higher level of efficiency to execute than the free on-board system. The Executive Vice President Downstream, Dakpo Shagun, said the delivered ex-ship system, apart from being more financially rewarding, allows NNPC Limited inroads into the downstream segment of the LNG sector and positions it to capture more market shares while building in-house capacity and ensuring that global customers are familiar with the NNPC Limited brand. The collaboration between NNPC LNG Limited and NNPC Shipping Limited in executing the LNG supplies on this basis has strengthened the latter's position as a world-class shipping provider in the LNG sector. NNPC LNG Limited, in collaboration with NNPC Shipping Limited, is scheduled to deliver at least 2 more LNG cargoes to the Asian market on this basis by November. Many more orders are expected before the end of the year. We'll take a break now, please. To stay with us. More reports ahead. Thank you for staying with us. Economic empowerment is spanning across 23 local government areas of Rivers State. And this time it is the turn of Weibo local government area. Osinachi Samuel reports that rehabilitation of community schools for effective teaching and learning and provision of operational vehicles for security agencies to beef up security in Weibo were among the relief received from the simplified movement.
Driven by Governor Siminalayi Fubara's Rivers First mantra of Rivers Money for Rivers People, Oyibo local government area is witnessing the ongoing economic empowerment that touched most LGAs in Rivers State, improved security in the community primary and secondary schools for effective teaching and learning, as well as distribution of 19 vehicles to security operatives and deserving individuals across the 10 wards of Oyibo local government area. The caretaker committee chairman, Gogo Philip, lauded Governor Fubara for giving the youths the opportunity to serve. Highlighting key achievements of his administration, he informed the people that the council is set to commence payment of bursary.
And for us to show that we appreciate what has been given to us by His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, is to do what pleases the people. You can see the people are happy, everybody is happy.
Rivers State Commissioner for Youth and leader of the Simplified Movement in Oyibo local government area, Chisombale, commends Governor Fubara for his proactive and inclusive governance, noting that the governor has changed the dynamics of politics in Rivers State.
Your Excellency, by the time we finish what we are going to do in Oyibo local government, don't bother to come and campaign here. Your second tenure is seamless, is walkover. Because your people will judge you on what you can build, not what you destroy.
Representing the governor of Rivers State, Sasiminala Fubara, at the event is the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Victor Okojumbo. He appreciates the people of Oyibo for maintaining peace and supporting the government of the day.
His Excellency gave the opportunity to a son from Ward 5 to be caretaker committee chairman of Oyibo, which makes it first in history. Wherever you are, Your Excellency, may this God Almighty that we serve continue to not just bless, but guide and protect you.
The people of Oyibo local government area are, no doubt, witnessing a socio-political and economic transformation and a new era of impactful governance at the grassroots.
Now thank our council chairman that look from Ward 1 to 10, he picked me to be a partaker. I said, may God bless him. May God reward him.
The event was attended by top political stakeholders within and outside Oyibo local government area of Rivers State. Osinachi Samuel, Nta News.
Our Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tariq Lagbaja, is delightful of the transformative upgrade of the military cantonment in Bioporo, Nsitibom local government area of Akwa Ibom State. Evelyn Bado reports that this was during an inauguration of the project at the cantonment.
The projects inaugurated include transformer, borehole facility and inspection of senior non-commissioned officers' quarters in Mbiokoro military cantonment. The facilities, the Chief of Army Staff notes, will enhance optimal productivity while providing comfort for inhabitants.
We are more pleased to see that infrastructural upgrade in Mbiokoro barracks is gaining traction. Therefore, I, Lieutenant General T. Lagbaja, the Chief of Army Staff, hereby commission this water project constructed to provide essential welfare support to the troops and their family to reside in Mbiokoro barracks this day, the 26th of August, 2024, to the glory of God.
The military cantonment in Biokoro in Nsidibom local government area is the headquarters of the 2 Brigade of the Nigerian Army. Evelyn Badu Ekpo, Nta News.
You're still watching the news at 11 on Nta News24. A quick look at some of our top stories once again. President Tinubu welcomes latest National Bureau of Statistics report on the state of the economy as Nigeria's GDP grows.
The target of that project is to electrify 17.5 million Nigerians.
Federal government scales power generation, targets 6,000 megawatts this year.
Come up with further recommendations and maybe further steps in the strategic framework that will help you deepen the implementation.
Stakeholders fine-tune food security pathways, review strategies in line with President Tinubu's renewed hope enterprise.
This is NTA News 24.
Stakeholders are pushing for more women representation and participation in governance and other key sectors of national development. Tokwe Alabi reports that this was during a book presentation in Abuja titled From Margins to Mainstream, Navigating Gender Inclusiveness in Nigeria.
From social and political challenges to a more robust danger hovering in the face of women and dwelling in the port of national security, a new concept emerged: gender mainstreaming. Now stakeholders are uniting behind this formidable project and calling for diversity of existing order with increased accessibility to opportunities for women. And to address these challenges, as highlighted by gender advocates, a 153-page book titled From Margins to Mainstream, Navigating Gender Inclusiveness came to the front burner, authored by Princess Nikki Onjeri, a cancer survivor.
And that she's documenting her experience in life goes to show that every woman is important.
Thank you very much for continuing with this fight in making sure that women are ahead in our country.
She started from the rejection, then she thought it was she was handicapped, and the only God Almighty brought her to fame.
This book project is to promote literacy. So as we raise funds from it, we are going to be donating books around the country so that more people can know what gender is.
We have very capable women that can stand shoulder to shoulder with the men in this country, if given the chance. And so far, so good. Those that have been given the opportunity have not failed.
As the solutions to gender imbalances continued to gain momentum, stakeholders appeal for sustainable engagement, for a fair share of national positions and political participation in achieving a legacy in the collective efforts of nation building. In Abuja, Tokwe Alabi, Nta News.
And this is where we end the news. Many thanks for watching. I am Charles Alpha.